Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. You know who it is. It's your boy Alyx, just Alyx. We have a lot to get into today. I have a lot to catch up on. First off, let me apologize on the lack of live streaming this week. I did not do a live stream for Dynamite and, of course, Smackdown. Not because I didn't want to. Life got in the way. Had a date last night. And Wednesday, family stuff, and honestly, let's just be real. We know what's going on in the world currently, especially with a certain band, with a certain app that I'm pretty sure will be back very, very soon. So, please forgive the inconsistency, at least for this week. Going forward, don't worry. Going forward, expect full frontal live streaming. Raw, AEW, Smackdown, Saturday night's main event, of course, the Royal Rumble, leading all the way up to WrestleMania. So, this was like my week off. For now, I'll probably have another week off around spring, because I'm going to need that as well. But, trust me, we're going to get back into the swing of things. More content is coming your way. So, the topics for today. First off, Smackdown. Let me get this out the way. This past week of Smackdown and last week's, 3 hours are killing me, man. I love the talent. I enjoy the stories, but these shows are dragging. They need more faces. They need more talent. They need something else, something fresh to keep my interest. The thing about Monday Night Raw, they had the talent to go 3 hours. And even now, because of Netflix, they don't have to go 3 hours anymore. They can go maybe 2.5 hours, maybe even 3.5 hours, or 4 hours if they need to. Hopefully we don't have to go 4 hours. Thank God. Thank God that that's never going to happen. But they have flexibility because of Netflix. You know what I mean? SmackDown doesn't. They have to go 3 hours because USA said so. That is in the contract. And if they don't go the 3 hours, unless they negotiate something, then they're going to be in violation of the contract, and then who knows what they can do. They have to go 3 hours. So I'm going to need them to start bringing up some NXT talent. Roxanne Perez, looking at you. By the way, she was on SmackDown, so we'll talk about that in a second, too, because very surprised that they brought in Roxanne Perez, and she did not interfere with Bayley and Tiffany. She just was there. All right. Because you saw Roxanne and Bayley on NXT, and so I thought, oh, there you go. There's Roxanne's first feud coming to the main roster. She'll cost Bayley the Women's Championship, and then that'll spin off into a feud of his own. Nope. She was just there, and Bayley just lost clean to Tiffany Stratton. All right. But these shows are not it right now. And it's because these 3 hours are just not suited for the SmackDown roster. SmackDown was great at 2. Now, the 3 hours for the first week was fine. That was really, really good. But that one had a little bit more meat on the bone. This one doesn't. And going forward, you're starting to see these are not going to be consistently good shows because they're going to be required to bloat these shows up. And some weeks it's going to be great. Some weeks, or most weeks, it's not going to be. Now, unless they add more people to the roster, they are bringing in the Wyatt Six. I'm assuming we're moving over American Alpha, and we're going to be calling up a lot of NXT talent. Maybe that will help the show. Maybe. Not even maybe. It's going to be what the show needs to get better. But right now, ooh, it's a slog. Even with DVR, because I can fast forward through the show, it was not easy to sit through. So I can't imagine what it was like for you to watch it this past week. Maybe that's just me. Couple of things so that I did enjoy. I did enjoy somewhat Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Owens. Rey's old, y'all. He's old. We all know that. He's not as fast as he used to be. Imagine 1996 Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Owens. Ooh, that'd be, might be an actual match of the year candidate. Not even lying. But it was fine. It was a good match. The stuff with Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, I feel like has hit a roadblock. They really haven't advanced the story much. In my opinion, they haven't advanced the story all that much. With Shawn Michaels coming in next Saturday, that should be something. Because we're going into a ladder match, and Shawn Michaels is known for what? Ladder. Well, he's known for a lot of other things. He's the showstopper, the headliner, the main event, but he's known for introducing the ladder match. So that's going to be hopefully something that could advance the story just a tad bit more. Just a tad bit more. And since Shawn Michaels is authority now, Kevin Owens is anti-authority. There could be a, I don't know what kind of a dynamic I'm looking for, but maybe that would be a dynamic that would be interesting to watch. So, other things on SmackDown that intrigued my interest. I'm trying to go through what I remember. See, this is how you know this show wasn't even all that great, because I don't remember much about it. We already talked about Tiffany Stratton beating Bayley, which we saw coming. I was thinking Roxanne Perez would interfere and cost her, which would set up Roxanne Perez's move to the main roster, but they gave Tiffany Stratton a clean victory. Interesting. And I'm fine with that. All right. Well, since I can't remember much, let's talk about the two other subjects. Well, not even that. The three other subjects I want to get to. One of them is Jacob Fatu. That promo that Jacob cut on SmackDown should let you know exactly what they're about to do. They are pushing this man to the forefront. Solo Sikoa has stepped out of the way. He is now in the position that Jey Uso was in 2023, conflicted. And then eventually he'll go back to being, I suppose, a babyface on the side of Roman Reigns. And then Jacob Fatu will take over this new bloodline. And then we'll see, I don't know what Tonga Loa is looking like. I think he's on the road to recovery, but he can at least be there for visual sake. We already got Tama Tonga. We know about him. I am expecting them to move up Hikuleo. He is signed. Hikuleo is signed. And Lance Anoa'i. I don't know what they're going to call Lance Anoa'i, but I think this group is about to really take off with Jacob Fatu at the helm. Whatever they do with him, I promise you, it is going to be fire. Now, for all intents and purposes, I see them wrapping up Roman Reigns' storyline with The Rock. Everything they've done with Roman Reigns over the last, 5 years? Coming up to 5 years, 4.5 years now? Yeah, they're about to wrap that up this year. I see that wrapping up at WrestleMania. I predicted that Rock and Roman would be having a match. People keep telling me it's not going to happen. You can keep telling me that all you want. I am not listening to you. If it doesn't happen, I'll say I'm wrong. But my instincts, my gut instinct is telling me Rock will have a match against Roman. Besides, wasn't The Rock in the promo package? Why would he be in the promo package? Just to show up and be like, hi? No. He's going to be at WrestleMania. You know that. So they're going to wrap up the storyline with Rock and Roman. Okay, where do you go from there? Jacob Fatu and his ability to connect on the microphone. He's great inside the ring. This big-ass man doing the moves that he does, and he can talk. Oh, it's over. Forget about it. And I like the aggressive nature of his promos as well. Gives me a street vibe. Very street. It's relatable. Very down to earth. And I think that's going to help him stand out. Unfiltered. Now, that could be a problem because he feels like the kind of person that might slip up, which honestly would be great for television. But you know how WWE and how they care about their image, so I love it because he can toe that line, push that envelope a little bit. But I'm also kind of scared that these people might, censor him a little bit. Although, why would I think they would? Triple H and Shawn Michaels love breaking the rules. They're the kings at breaking rules. So maybe I'm just a little, what is that? PTSD from Vince McMahon? Yeah. Maybe I'm just a little scared that WWE exists. But I'm expecting Jacob Fatu to blow up. I love seeing Solo Sikoa walk away, not saying a word, and Jacob just looking at him like, what the hell just happened? So you's a bitch boy too now. You's a bitch boy too. All right. So it's my turn now. Looking forward to it. But I don't see that actually coming into play until Rock and Roman's done. And yes, I would have Jacob Fatu beat Roman Reigns. Because Roman is about to leave. Once he's done with The Rock, that's it, y'all. His storyline's over. His run is over. What else is there for him to do? He might come in here and there to have a few matches, put over some people, but he's already a Hall of Fame worthy talent. People are calling him one of the greatest of all time. Rightfully so. I believe he is. After this run as a tribal chief, definitely in my top 50. Without question. Some of you are like, what? Top 50? What? I'm sorry. Does that bother you? If I was to put Roman on the list right now, because I'm going through my all-time greats. Maybe I can slot him in the 20s. Maybe. He's not in my top 20. But he's definitely an all-time great. If that bothers you, you'll be okay. You'll be just fine. Sorry, this hit the microphone. We still good? We're still good. All right. So, we'll keep an eye on Jacob Fatu. He's about to blow up. As for what he does at WrestleMania, clearly he's fighting Solo Sikoa, right? I think that's what we're going to do. Whatever they're doing with Rock and Roman, Solo will be on Roman's side, and he'll take on Jacob Fatu, who will be on the Rock side. I can see that just being a theme that fills out this year's WrestleMania. Kind of like a new bloodline versus old bloodline, OG bloodline kind of storyline, which is what this is. And again, we're going to be wrapping it up, hopefully. Now, there was a certain vignette that played on Smackdown that had me very happy. And it involves your queen, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm talking about, what is it, 15 times? 14 times, 15 times, someone will find it for me. Women's champion. Woo! Y'all know what time it is. Charlotte Flair is coming back. She will be a surprise entrant at the Royal Rumble. And as of right now, spoiler alert, she is my pick to win it. Some of you just got upset. I don't care. She will either fight Tiffany Stratton or Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And I can see her win that belt. You already know what time it is, right? When she comes back, it's not a matter of if, but when she wins a belt. Now, luckily for us, there's multiple belts to win. Unfortunately for you, this is Charlotte Flair, so she'll probably win all of them. All of them. So just shine your belts up nice. Shine them up nice. Keep them warm, because she's coming for them. And whatever belt she wants, she's going to get. Look, I say that in jest because I'm having a good time. I love that Charlotte's coming back, but for real though, she's going to win a belt. What belt it is, I don't know. With that being said, we have to remember the hard push that Charlotte Flair got was under Vince McMahon. I'm curious to know how Triple H is going to treat Charlotte. Is it going to be more balanced? Or is it going to be much worse? Because Triple H, let's just call it like it is, if you thought Vince McMahon was a fan of Charlotte, you have no idea how big on Charlotte Triple H is. So, we're talking about balanced booking here. I don't know if we're going to get that with Charlotte, even though Vince is gone. I think, if my gut instinct is right, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Because he is going to shove her all the way in your face. And rightfully so. Because Charlotte Flair is one of the best female wrestlers in the world. Botched moonsaults and whatnot. I've come to accept that her botched moonsaults are a part of the package. I would be surprised if she didn't botch any more moonsaults. But I just feel like with her coming back and her being a prime-time, legit superstar, the daughter of Ric Flair, I truly do believe they're going to give her a strong-ass push. Off the bat. Royal Rumble victory. But I could be wrong. So we're definitely going to have to see. But I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Don't be like, why is he pushing her so hard? I thought this was different. I already told you. And you already knew that the moment she came back, it was going to be a bit different. You know what I mean? All right, let's wrap this up with Jaida Parker. There is a couple of controversies she's been involved in. Some of you just went, who is Jaida Parker? Well, Jaida Parker, Miss Parker. Miss Parker. Come on, that's an easy reference. Jaida Parker is an upcoming talent from NXT. And she made a big impression on her first night. And I've been loving her. I think she is a rookie that you all should keep an eye on. But when she gets to the main roster, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Her and Lola Vice. But anyways, she got in trouble with social media for 2 instances One of them has to do with an alleged affair with Jey Uso. Indy Hartwell posted a 2023 video at a nightclub where they saw Jaida stroking Jay's leg. And people just assumed that meant, well, I guess Jey Uso is cheating on his wife, right? I know. The other one is a bit more controversial, and it does involve politics, so I'm letting you know now. We're going to get into it a little bit. Transgender ban. Jaida Parker apparently liked an Instagram post advocating for a ban on transgender athletes and women's and girls' sports. Essentially, biological men should not be competing in women's sports. That's what she liked, right? So let me just get the affair out of the way. I do not care. I just do not care. First off, it's alleged. Her stroking his leg, okay? And let me just say this too. If there is an affair happening, why does it matter to you? Okay? Guys, wrestlers are on the road 24/7. They're barely at home. I remember when Triple H said this to the Tough Enough kids in 2000, right? He literally said, you're going to be on the road more times than you are going to be at home. And during that time, if you're married, your wife is probably cheating on you. Your husband's probably cheating on you if you aren't cheating on them. It's a rough life. Is it right? No, it's not right. But that's why they say don't get married when you get in the wrestling business. Because for you to have a happy life, you're going to have to find a way to keep your family on the road with you. And people, unless you're a Cody Rhodes, unless you're a Randy Orton, unless you're a millionaire, you can't make that happen. Because even people like Hulk Hogan, you know, he's one of the most famous wrestlers of all time, still couldn't make that work. Still couldn't make it work. The Rock made it work. But just because, you know, you have this instance where Jaida Parker and him were friendly with each other. All right. Honestly, whatever problem that might have created, that's between Jey Uso, Jaida Parker, and Jey Uso's wife. If his wife is okay with it, why does it matter to you? Who cares? And so far, I don't even know if she feels a certain way about it. Jey Uso thinks it's funny. He thinks you guys are just going wild about it. All right. Y'all have fun with that. So that was not bothering me. The affair, whatever. I do not care. It's none of my business. The transgender ban. Oh, here we go. All right. So first and foremost, Jaida Parker is allowed to have her opinion. Full stop. I will not let anybody give her a hard time for having an opinion. She wants to defend this. She wants to stand up for this. She has every right to. There is nothing wrong with that. Because the logic is, biologically speaking, men genetically are better than women in terms of certain aspects. And same thing, vice versa. Genetically speaking, women are better at men than certain things as well. And so the sports, whether that's, you know, women's basketball, gymnastics, whatever kind of sport involves women, is geared around that, right? So when you have biological men who are genetically better at this, competing with women, people find that unfair. That's a stance that she believes. Now, when I say biological males, that doesn't include gender. Gender is a social construct, right? You can be a biological male, but also be transgender, LGBTQ, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But biologically speaking, biological sex, that's what she's saying. She doesn't believe genetically talented men should be competing with, sorry about that, got that noise in the background, should be competing with women. And vice versa. Are there exceptions to the rules? Are there exceptions? Yes. There are women out there who are biological women, but they have certain things that you would see in men. And that will be by a case-by-case scenario that they decide what to do. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. While I defend, and I truly do defend, her right to have an opinion, and I'm never going to give her a hard time for it. We have to be careful. We have to be careful with this climate. I would have to think right now, especially in 2025, politics, that's a sore subject. And I'm guilty of bringing it up. I bring it up now. I am guilty of bringing it up when I do, when it's necessary, because it's true. Like, especially with Hulk Hogan. You know, Hulk Hogan getting booed in California, and people had their opinions about that. Oh, he didn't get booed because he's MAGA. Look, while I agree, there's a lot more to boo him for, and I don't think it was a primary reason why he was booed. He was booed because he was a racist, number one. But to think that that had nothing to do with it. If you send Hogan to, what's a red state? What's a red state that I know? Kentucky, Tennessee. I promise you he'll be cheered. I promise you. Mark my words. Matter of fact, save this video. I promise you he will be cheered. I swear to God. Now, well, this doesn't even need to be said. You send him to Chicago, you know he's going to get booed. You send him to New York, you know he's going to be booed. And some of you are going to go, well, Cody Rhodes and Undertaker are conservatives. Cody Rhodes and Undertaker aren't going around saying, I want to body slam Kamala Harris. And I actually respect the type of conservative that Cody Rhodes is. He's not shoving his politics in our face. He's not. And Undertaker is vocal about his politics, but he's not going to give you a hard time for yours. That's what I respect about The Undertaker. Undertaker is cool with his politics. He's not coming up here saying something is wrong with you for thinking this way. He's just expressing himself. And that's fine. There's a difference. See, there's a nuanced way to look at this. But everybody's so black and white. You either believe what I believe, and if you're wrong, I'm going to give you a hard time. Because you're, for some reason, projecting your misery onto others for not believing or seeing things how you see it. And I think Jaida Parker is now realizing that. She's realizing that in this very toxic community, it is a toxic community, especially politically, you got to be careful with what you say. You got to be careful. Not saying she can't express it. I'm just saying if you're going to express it, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if people come for you. I am somebody that's learned a long time ago. I am going to have people come after me. I come up here, I put my opinions up here. People are going to come for me. If it's constructive, I invite it. I love it. Please keep it coming because it makes me better. But if it's insulting and you're just trying to make me feel like dog shit, I'm just going to block you. I don't give a shit. You don't get to force your opinions and assert your authority over my life. That's not how this works. This is my channel. You either be respectful or get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And that's the mindset you have to have when it comes to social media. If you're going to do what I do, you have to have that mindset. Because it's a dog-eat-dog world out here. And you got to go get yours. I support Jaida Parker. She has every right to believe what she wants to believe. I don't need to agree with her. I just hope she realizes that when you say stuff like that, you are opening a can of worms. And she didn't even say anything. She liked the post. Actually, no, that's a lie. She did respond. She did comment on it. Never mind. I keep what I said. Don't follow that train of thought. She liked the comment and then made a statement. So, okay, she said something. So, back to what I was saying. You put yourself out there, you're going to get backlash. You got to be willing to take the heat. You got to take the heat when you're in the kitchen. You know, again, the affair thing, I do not care. And neither should you. No one should give a damn about the affair. The transgender thing, hey, stand on business, but be ready. Be ready. You know, it's like me with the Hogan comment. You know how many people came at me for saying, oh, the reason why Hogan didn't get booed, or the reason why Hogan got booed is not because of him being MAGA. I said, all right, then we'll see. We'll see. Watch him go to a red state and watch him get cheered. And then watch him go to every other blue. We're going to find out because they're going to have him on TV. Watch him go to every other blue city. When I say blue, Democratic city, red is Republican. Watch him go to every other blue state, blue city, and watch him get booed. If you think it has nothing to do with it, you'll be proven right. I think I'm right. I think I'm right about this. And we'll find out one way or another. Because anyone actually thinking that it has nothing to do with it, I think you're crazy. Now, is it the main reason he's getting booed? No. That I agree with. I agree with the logic that, okay, people just don't like him. Period. That's fine. But I promise you, it's not that way across the board. If he goes to a red state, he will get cheered. So where are they at on Saturday? Where is Saturday night's main event? Is that San Antonio? And Hogan's going to be there? Well, it's Texas, so... That one's tricky because San Antonio is mostly Democrat. You know, Houston, San Antonio, El Paso. The big cities. Austin, Dallas, they're Democrat. So, Hogan would probably not be received well there. We'll see. We'll see about that. Because it is Texas, so... Mixed reaction? But we'll see. Like, if he gets booed, I don't mind coming up here and being like, well, see, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that, on these stories here. So just wanted to get this video out. If it's a little clunky, I do apologize. I didn't want to do too much editing with this one. Just wanted to get it out there. We are back to live streaming. Monday, of course, Wednesday for Dynamite. Friday for Smackdown. Next Saturday is Saturday night's main event. And then the week after that, Monday Night Raw, Royal Rumble, live reactions. Well, not live reactions. Jesus Christ. That's some A&B combos. Royal Rumble live predictions with A&B Combos, who's a reaction wrestling channel. That's why I said live reactions. Wednesday, again, Dynamite. I might skip Dynamite that week because it's Royal Rumble. And then, of course, Friday Night Smackdown, and then the Royal Rumble review. So, it's going to get busy, because following that, it's nothing but WrestleMania build. And, of course, Chamber, and whatever else is coming up. But it's going to be nothing but WrestleMania build after that. So, it's going to get busy, and you might want to stick around. So, be sure you subscribe, like the video, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, and Venmo. Love you all. And I'll catch you guys next time, right here in Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Peace.